How's it gaming, guys? I'm Fill in the Blanks, and thanks for watching this compilation video. The last time I made a question of the day video, I awarded the first person who answered all the questions in the comments a choice of a quickie episode. This time, though, I want to do it a little differently. Anyone who answers all the questions within the first week of the date of this video will be in a random draw to choose a game from a list of about 300 for me to play on the channel. You don't have to be super precise with your answers, so if you haven't played the game I'm talking about in the question, it's okay to just answer that you haven't played the game, or you can just make a guess or choice based on your knowledge of the game or whatever. I'm not being super picky here. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and make sure to leave your answers in the comments below, and I'll reply to the commenter who wins the draw in about a week. But yeah, usually in January and February, man, like, it's not that weird for it to go to minus 30, and then it feels like minus 40 after the wind chill. And, like, that's brutal. So, I guess today's question of the day is, how cold is your guys' winter? So question of the day. Seeing how we're in a desert area, I'm just going to avoid this first. What is your favorite desert area in a Mario game? Any Mario game is fine. I'm going to be the weird guy who says Mario Land, because I really like Mario Land. It's so much fun. And the first world is kind of like a deserty area. But, question of the day, what is your favorite type of Mario level? And I mean, like, of the traditional ones. Like, one of my favorite levels of all time in any Mario game is Tick-Tock Clock, from Super Mario 64. But, I mean, if someone's like, what's your favorite type of level? I'm not gonna say, oh, the clock kinds, you know what I mean? But, like, out of the traditional, like, archetypes of levels, what's your favorite kind? Mine is, I like the cloud levels. Levels that are in the sky. One of my favorite worlds in Mario 3, like, they're all like my favorite world. God, I love that game. Mario 3 is Sky World, World 5. I like how it starts on the ground, and a lot of levels are very vertical, and then you get into the sky. It's really cool. Everyone knows Powerline. He's the best singer from the Goofy movie. I love the Goofy movie. Question of the day, do you like the Goofy movie? And other question of the day, what's your favorite Powerline song from Goofy movie? I like the first one where they play it in the auditorium. I like Goofy movie. Shut up, I don't care if you don't. Is that Japan sees New York City? It's like this under construction, infested place filled with tanks and guns. Again, I don't know, I've never been to New York. Question of the day, have you been to New York? City, specifically. I mean, the state? Sure, maybe if you want to. That was really dumb of me. I keep forgetting those guys can hurt me because they're so small. Question of the day. Has it snowed where you are yet? It hasn't snowed here yet. We are in New Brunswick, Canada. It is the 29th. It has not snowed here yet, so whatever. Question of the day. What kind of racing games do you guys like? I know it's a really random one. And I mean, I state that the top-down racers are, like, really good. They're definitely not my favorite. I just like straight-up arcade-style racers. Ones that aren't realistic, I guess. I like Burnout. Burnout's a great game. Split Second, Blur, those are great racing games. Things that I can just go fast and blah blah blah. I don't play racing games so that I can simulate playing or racing a real car. Though those are fun. I've recently gotten into Forza a lot more. I was gonna ask, because I was talking about vegetables, is what's your guys' favorite vegetables? Jesus, that's a loaded question for me. I'd probably say cucumber. I love cucumbers. And I said how much I like green peppers, and I do. But if I had to choose, like, here's a whole green pepper, here's a whole cucumber, which one would you eat? I would much rather shove a whole cucumber inside myself. God damn, that didn't sound good. I love stew. Do you guys like stew? What kind of stew? I like just, stew with potatoes and, meat and carrots. Very traditional stew, like a brown stew. I'm not a fan of, like, white stew, kind of like this. This is more like a chowder, I guess. I don't know. I'm weirdly enough, when it comes to stew, I'm a little French. I don't know what the word is in English, but it's bouillon, I think is the French word. I wasn't a big fan. It's, like, very clear stew. I might like it now. I haven't had it in years. But I just like brown stew. Thick brown stew with lots of meat and potatoes and like vegetable. Oh my god, so good. Like hearty. Something hearty. The question of the day. Now that we've seen basically every level other than, I guess, the last level, you can't stop me, you can't stop any of us, Brute. I stopped you. Oh, they're rabbits. That makes sense why it'd be Rabbit Ridge. God, I'm not paying attention at all, am I? What's your favorite level? What's your favorite world in this? Here's a weird question. Question of the day. If you've actually maintained, interest in this for 30 minutes, when you play racing games, Is the fact that there are licensed cars in there a deciding factor to you? They are not to me. I could not care less if there is a licensed car in a racing game at all. There's only one game I've ever played where the licensing of the car made sense and had to be in the game, and that was friggin' Beetle Adventure Racing for the N64, which is a great racing game. Maybe I'll play that one on the channel. That is a great one. But yeah, to me, I don't care if there's a friggin' like a McLaren or a Lamborghini in a racing game. I really couldn't give two shits. I just want cars that are fast. And if a lot of the budget on the car game is spent on licensing the cars, then I actually think it's detrimental. Because I'd rather have a good game. I've played 100 friggin' car games with the same cars in every game. So when Forza's like, there's 600 cars, I'm like, I'm gonna use 5. So yeah, question of the day. What is, in the Smash Bros. Games, what's your favorite franchise? Like, that's a weird question. I said that weird. Out of all the franchises in Smash Bros. That is represented, what is your favorite franchise outside of Smash Bros.? By that I mean, like, Mega Man, for example, is represented in Smash Bros. And he's one of my, like, his games, his lore, that kind of thing, are amongst my favorites. And I'd probably say it would be Mega Man or Mario. I think Mega Man Classic, like the original style of Mega Man, is absolutely one of my favorite franchises out there. So, question of the day. What's your favorite Smash Bros. Game? I'm going to assume most people are going to say Melee. I'm not surprised. Melee's freaking awesome. I'm probably going to have to say, in terms of just getting together with friends and playing, I'm going to have to say Melee as well. Though Smash 4 is like a secondary, like, it's pretty close to me as well. Brawl, I don't like playing with other people, but I like it because it has so much to do in it. I'm actually not claustrophobic. I'm fairly okay with small spaces. My wife's a bit claustrophobic. But, what about you? Question of the day. You guys have any phobias? I don't know. We have various phobias. I mean, like, I wouldn't say phobias, because those are, like, irrational fears, and I don't think my fears are super rational. I don't like water. Like, I don't like oceans or anything like that. I don't really like heights either. But I don't think that's irrational. Like, no one's gonna, like, I don't know, being afraid of heights isn't like, oh, you're afraid of heights? That's silly. It's like, well, no, heights are dangerous. You know what I mean? That's like saying, like, it'd be different if I was, like, up on an airplane screaming at the top of my lungs, like, get me down from here! That's a phobia. But, I don't know. Question of the day. Do you think, okay, so, with Ultimate about to come out, not about to come out, a couple months, the whole speculation of whether or not there's going to be a story mode is kind of the big thing right now. What do you think they should do? Should they do a giant story-based mode like they did with Suspicious Emissary? Because a lot of people really didn't like it. I mean, I love it. I love Suspicious Emissary. It's got problems, sure, but I enjoy the idea of this game a lot. But a lot of people really didn't like this one a lot, or at all. Some people say it was the worst part of this game. Do you want something closer to adventure mode? Like the way Melee did it, where it's smaller chunks of stuff that you have to repeat with every character? We're like, oh, shit. Oh, my God, I can't believe I just did that. Whatever. There's Game & Watch right there. Or do you think it should be like Smash 4, where there's not really a single-player mode? In my opinion, I think they should do... Mind you, like, my heart would be set on, like, a major story mode the way Subspace is, but I'm okay if it's not. Diddy Kong. I would be okay with something kind of in between Melee's adventure mode and this. Something a little bit longer, even if it's just a couple hours, that has some replay value, that sort of thing. So question of the day. I don't believe I've asked this question already, but I mean, considering this is like the 15th episode, ow, you'd think I would have asked this by now. Who is your main? Who do you use in Smash Brothers? And if you played multiple Smash Brothers games, who do you main in all the Smash Brothers? There are basically 4 Smash Brothers games right now until Ultimate comes out. I know the 3DS is technically considered its own game, like according to Sakurai. Like Smash for 3DS is the 4th one, and Smash for Wii U is the 5th one. But in terms of like the way the gameplay is, the game is identical. So, in the 64, I play as Fox. In Melee, I play as Mario. Maybe a little bit of Fox, Link. In this one, Mario and Ike are like my main guys. In Smash 4, I play around a lot. Like, Mario's always going to be one of my mains in the more modern Smash Brothers games. But do you see how crazy good? Like, look at this Smash! It's crazy. I mean, obviously, if I'm playing against a human, they're smart enough not to screw up like that. But yeah, I play as Mario as one of my mains in most Smash Bros. Games because, you know, he's pretty much unchanged for the most part. But in Smash 4, I like using Pac-Man, even though I'm not good with him, but I do like using him. And I enjoy using Cloud a lot, too. Question of the day. What was your favorite story arc? So you had, like, Mario and Pit. You had, like, Link and Yoshi. You had the three swordsmen. Samus and Pikachu. I don't know. What was your favorite? Probably I think that might be my favorite enemy in Subspace Emissary is the Roturrets. They're really cool. Question of the day. We've now seen every Subspace Emissary bad guy in this game. What's your favorite enemy that's made specific to Subspace Emissary? So, like, not like Goombas and Bullet Bills, which you do fight in this, of course. But, like, stuff like, do you like the Pyramids? Do you like buckets? If you do, go away. The buckets are terrible, and I hate them. I do like the Pyramid designs. I think they're pretty cool, but I really like the Roturrets. I just think they're really cool. And that leads me to the question of the day. Yes, I did have a whole reason for this. The question of the day was, what's your favorite, like, basically classic mode boss in the Smash Bros. Games? No, I say classic mode, but I'm going to actually include Taboo into this because he's, like, really the brawl boss. I actually really do like Taboo. I'm not going to talk about him because we're going to fight him probably not this episode, probably next episode. And he's a really cool boss. I like him a lot. But I really do like the idea of the Master Core thing. I like when they tie more things to Master Hand because he's the original villain of the series. Giga Bowser is a cute idea, but it's really weird that they'd actually choose one of the 25 playable characters and just make him a boss. Do you know what I mean? So, like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they did it because it added Giga Bowser as a final Smash, and that's a cool idea. I like the idea of Giga Bowser, and I'd like to see him in an actual Mario game. Oh, jeez. What's your favorite stage? I don't have a favorite stage. There's too many stages. There's like over 100 of them now. One of them is Rumble Falls, and I know no one likes Rumble Falls. It's one of the very, very few stages that hasn't been confirmed for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Which I think is bullshit, because I really like Rumble Falls. I think no one likes the levels where the levels move with you. But then again, everyone likes Poke Floats, and I don't like Poke Floats very much. I don't know. I like stages where things happen, for the most part. I don't like the big stages, like Hyrule Temple. I don't like Great Cave Offense. I mean, I still like them. I think they're really well done and really cool, but they're not fun to fight in. But levels where things are happening I really like. Because Smash to me is like a fun... It's a fighting game, sure, but it's a fun party game. I like having items on. I like seeing the randomness happen. I don't really care who wins or loses. I'm just having fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there's absolutely a place for competitive Smash where it's Final Destination, you know, no items, whatever. But I think there'll always be a place for fun, casual Smash. That is 3 Robot Masters in the Mega Man series that has a dinosaur skeleton in the background. Question of the day. Can you tell me which 2 Robot Masters, other than Tunderman, have a giant robot dinosaur skeleton in the background? Whoa, no cheating. You gotta know. Like, I find a lot of the games have very similar styles of weapons you can get. Like, you have the full screen moves like Gravity Hold, Astro Crush. I guess this game got the Tundra thing. You have like the shield weapons. Almost every Mega Man game since Mega Man 2 has had the shield weapon. Even Mega Man 1 had a style of the shield weapon with Firestorm, which kind of shields you for a second. But every Mega Man game has the shield. I mean, hell, Star Crush. What was Star Crash? And like, what's it called? Shit, what is his name? Stone Man. Like, his weapon is kind of like a shield, I guess. Zooms out a lot further. But, you know, what kind of weapon is your favorite? I like the bouncy weapons. Strike, what was it called? I think it was like Strike Ball or something like that. Strike Man's weapon from Mega Man 10 was cool. Gemini Laser was fun. I guess really it's actually more of I like the omnidirectional ones. Like, because Metal Blade is definitely one of my favorites too. That doesn't bounce off things, but it does help you hit multiple things. I like Magnet Missile a lot. In the Mega Man 3, that's one of my favorites as well. So yeah, I guess question of the day. What was your favorite Robot Master weapon? Not type. Let's narrow it down even more. What is your favorite Mega Man weapon? And I think the Metal Blade's gonna win this. The Metal Blade's just so damn good. I need that energy tank. I'm so friggin' dead. Question of the day. What's a good example of, in your opinion, a good Water stage. Oh, now it's green. And I got a thing. Better you than me. I don't know what that means. Okay. Yeah, what's a good example of a good water stage? A water stage that you enjoyed? And I gotta say, like, it doesn't have to be for Mega Man. Even though my example will be for Mega Man. I really like Bubble Man stage. Bubble Man stage was, like, all about whether or not the player understood how to use Mega Man underwater. After you get into the water for the first time, the entire stage's ceiling is lined with spikes, and I love that idea. So I thought that was really cool. I'm trying to think of other games that had good water levels, because I mean, the big thing is that no one likes water levels, and I understand why. Whenever you talk about water levels in video games, it's man, they suck. Ugh, oof. I don't know, it's just me. What do you guys think? Question of the day: do you like the speed gear or the power gear better? I think the speed gear is more useful. Given my reason why. But you tell me, if you've played the game already, or have started to play the game, or just played the demo, you've been using the power gear and the speed gear, what do you enjoy more? And who knows, maybe there's a really good way to use the power gear that I'm just not using. So my question of the day, though, is, so this whole playthrough was a blind play. Did you guys like that it was a blind play? Or would you have rather me spend, like, a day or two beating the game, getting to know it a little bit better, knowing boss weaknesses and stuff, and playing the game that way? So, you know, what's your opinion on that? Because I don't do a lot of blind plays. I've done maybe 5 out of all of my games. So, is that funner for you to see me bumble around and not know what I'm supposed to do? Or would you rather me know what I'm doing and get through the game, like, a little bit more expertly? So there you go, 25 questions, give me 25 answers in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next level.